to satisfaction.
Thank you.
We're going to wind back the clock a little bit.
Yep.
And we're going to go back into your history, basically.
Right, there's lots of that.
Lots of that.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to begin? At birth? We want to skip that stage?
It was a little ugly, I think. Yeah, let's move ahead.
Ow, ugly. I like
Skip
ugly.
ahead.
Come on, what was ugly
I
about
don't
it?
know, just me. I think I turned inside out. I was one of those babies.
Oh, you an ugly duckling.
Yes.
Turned into a swan.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, I want to know, we're going to skip to an era when you used to wear roller skates and roll around in a retail shop.
How did you know that?
I've got information.
That's hilarious. Did I tell you once when I was drunk?
No, not at all.
I was 19.
You were
and
19.
There was a woman called Heather who owned a clothing store, a knitted clothing store, and she asked me if I'd look after it for her. So I imported a little bar fridge, filled it with grog, brought down my ghetto blaster, had my roller skates on, because they were roller skates in those days. And I skated around, brought everyone in. As soon as someone came in, I got them smashed and sold everything. I was just like...
You were outrageous.
Well, I've been brought up like that because my dad's, he's had pubs, restaurants, nightclubs. So me and alcohol are as one. Entertaining. It's like the whole idea of something normal is giving someone a drink and feeding them.
So always in the hospitality industry.
Yeah, I'm a giver.
You're a giver.
Can I take
Yeah,
the
it's
jacket
getting
off?
warm
Do you
in
mind?
here.
It is.
Now we get loads of the driver's
We've never
checking the boobies out
started.
now.
Oh no. Sorry.
He's all embarrassed, don't worry.
Sorry.
That's okay. So, your parents. You're a mum's boy, a girl, or a daddy's girl?
Well, my mum left when I was a baby, so I don't think I was her girl.
Okay.
I'd say definitely daddy's girl.
Is that hard to deal with?
I didn't think it was until I became a mama.
Okay.
And then suddenly I had a baby and I went, how could she have done that? That's really tricky.
Have you ever spoken to your mum?
Yeah, I met her when I was 18. And it was a little bit disastrous because she lived in America and she hadn't told anyone about...
At 18 you decided, that's it, I'm going to America, I'm going to speak to my mum?
No, for our 18th birthday, our aunt, Olivia, gave us all a ticket. And that was our 18th birthday present for 3 of us. So we all went through the same thing at 18.
Wow.
And then we all spun out for about the next 5 years. Oh God, my sister and I were actually talking about it. We said we were probably pretty much drunk for a few years after that.
What, because of the issues? Did you
think
hide
because you
behind the glass, or?
I think once you get rejected as a baby, you have this kind of rejection thing that exists in you.
Yeah.
And then to get it really validated again when you go over there and you get rejected again, I think it really sends you into a bit of a spin.
So how do you deal with that? How did you deal with that?
I didn't, and that was the problem. I didn't, because I didn't understand at that stage what it was. It's always
why me sort of syndrome?
No, I didn't have that. I've never had the victim thing. I just didn't understand what my emotions were. I didn't understand why I felt out of control and anxious all the time. So that took a little bit of hindsight.
So who was the stronger out of the 3 of you?
We're all strong.
Yeah.
I'm strong as an ox.
Yeah.
But being strong doesn't mean not being honest and vulnerable. I think vulnerability is an enormous sign of strength.
That would have been a huge thing to go through at such a young age, to sit there and, like, it's a journey and a half.
Yeah.
And then to meet this person that, you've probably thought about all your life.
Yeah.
And then confronted with that. Was she what you thought she was when you saw her?
I had her on a pedestal, and she was very, very beautiful. And every time I looked in the mirror, I always wondered if, she'd think I was gorgeous and whatever. And when I met her, I just got chubbier and chubbier, and I think it was kind of like a padding thing. Just I'll make myself so horrible that if you reject me, it's not about you rejecting me, it's about me just not being good enough. And I did my head in for a while. I did my own head in. But I think that's a normal process, and in reflecting back on that, it makes you a much more compassionate person.
And stronger.
And stronger.
And wiser.
Yeah. And she missed out.
Yeah.
So, but she's a good person. I think everybody in their state of consciousness, their level of consciousness does their best.
Yeah.
And where she was at that time in her life, she did only what she thought she could do. So once you recognise that, it's not about you. It's actually about her as a person.
So, did you know what you wanted to do or be at that age, at 18? What direction were you going through
at 18?
Stage?
I'd already joined St Martin's Youth Arts Centre, and I was doing theatre. I'd been a dancer since I was 6.
Okay.
I liked dancing, was everything to me. And then at 18, I'd had my first acting job in Young Doctors.
Wow, now we are going back. Young Doctors?
Yeah, Young Doctors.
Were you a nurse?
No, secretary.
Oh, damn.
Secretary. Trixie Sheldon. So,
how long was that for? Just a sort of...
6 months.
6 months. That's a big role. Do you look back at that now and just go, oh, what was I thinking?
No, I think I was really cute.
Yeah?
I was just having fun. I was just honest and having fun. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
My craft was all over the shop. And, but I loved the family. I loved the whole vibe. I still do. That's
Yeah.
one of my major sort of draw cards to doing television work is it's like a family, especially in acting.
Yeah.
With these people day and night. And that, I understand now where that comes from. But I loved it. I had a ball.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, as
Now-
I have every job I've done.
What were the hard trials that you went through?
Well, we got held up at home by a gunpoint with knives, with balaclavas and holsters and pistols, and it was very intense, to say the least.
What was the deal with that?
Well, they were after my dad because he had this
Oh.
nightclub called the Underground, right?
Oh,
It was
yes,
after a
the
Saturday
Underground.
night, the Underground, and these idiots thought that we'd bring all the cash home, which just doesn't happen. So they came looking for nothing. They, went away with nuts and bolts.
Didn't hold you for ransom.
Well, yeah,
I'd hold
well,
you for ransom.
Would you? Thank you, darling.
Oh, yeah, but I'm taking her. No
Yeah.
problem. That's easy. I want to talk about the Shantuzi.
Yes.
When did that all happen? That
Well,
was like banana era, wasn't it?
Absolutely, but no, it was the
Did
same
you have a
time.
perm?
No,
come
I've
on.
actually got quite curly hair underneath this.
Really?
Underneath the blow waves. Yeah, no, and we used to.
It was so
we'd
in.
spray it and tease the crap out of it.
Did you have the big high,
Oh, high hair.
High hair at
major
the
high hair.
front,
My
yeah.
major high fat hair.
flick it over the ears thing?
Red
as well?
lipstick.
Oh, yes.
Oh, bad.
Bad.
Oh, yeah.
80s were trashy, but they were
Trashy.
fantastic period, I think.
But I did like the leg warmers.
The leg, yes.
I loved the leg warmers.
Leotards, leg
This
warmers.
guy that I went out with when I was 19, Michael, he actually emailed me, no, I was 20, some photos of me when I was wearing leg warmers and miniskirts, and it was so cute.
So cute.
I reckon that was unreal.
I'm sort of hiding all my 80s photos at the moment because I had the wrong hair thing going on.
Bring 'em
It was
on.
the befont thing for guys. It was
Yeah.
just not a
well,
good look.
darling, you're going to look back at this little spot.
Well, this is okay,
What was
but I had a
thinking?
perm in the 80s, I must
Did
say.
you have a
yes.
perm?
I had a perm. It was the Daryl Summers hairdo. You had the perm at the back, and
Oh,
it was
nice.
just, yeah, anyway.